Hey guys, it's Battalion Clash Gaming. I'm here to showcase to you guys our recent war against the CWL clan, Talon 9 Attacks. I think they were like a CWL light champion. At least that's what they said on their description. But for what I can tell, these guys are actually really good. They stand up for um, what they said in the description. We had a hard time beating these guys. The only reason why we won is because we have an advantage of the tunnel 10, I mean tunnel 1 extra tunnel 11, and that was the reason why we won this war. But as far as like the bases go, their tunnel 9s are all heavy. You can see their tunnel 9. We also have like we have a very low like base. Our number 29 and number 30. I think our number 29 was like one of those like engineered base, and one of the number 30 was a tunnel 8, so there's no way he could 3-star anybody. So there's 2 free bases for them against one of our tunnel 11. We had a hard time on their tunnel 9 bases. Their bases are actually really good, but most of the bases actually look familiar to me. When I was in the clan Winter Never Came, I'd seen most of their bases. I think they're being used until today. I really like this attack. This is an old classic attack using a Queen Walk and then a Valkyrie. He didn't really need to use that jump spell. As you can see, they just go through the wall like it was nothing. This is tall. What the heck is going on? That was good that the king attracted the Valkyries to go in the middle and just rage them. I don't even know why my videos. This is my piece of shit tablet and it's like keep doing this. Sorry about that. I bought a new tablet. It's not gonna be here till July 1st. Thanks Best Buy for being cheap on the shipping. I wish I would have bought it for somebody else, but since I trust you guys, even though that you guys are cheap as hell about your shipping, I still bought it from you guys. But anyway, back to the game. You can see this attack was really good, really effective, keeping the queen alive till the end. Maybe if this guy had max walls, it would have been a lot different. But most of their bases are really heavy, like anti-air, and all their heroes, you can tell that they are really good CWL clan. All their heroes are max tunnel 9. They're like 30-30. I'm not sure if I've seen one that actually isn't. You see right here? Oop, one right there. So 30-24. Yeah, some of their kings, I mean their queen is gonna be 30 at least. And you can see this is a dip down from a tunnel 10. This base right here, it's you can pretty much attack this with a Goho attack, like a simple Goho attack. The reason why you can attack the Goho attack is because they don't really have much of the giant bombs. You can expect where they are, you know. They're pretty much going to be in this compartment right here, and then you pretty much set up where the heal spell gonna go. And you can do a Queen Walk Lalo or a Queen Walk like a Valkyrie. I think this one right here is anti-HEHB. But I've seen this base right here was attacked by the Stone Cold GoBoLaLoon, and then pretty much she attacked on the compartment on where the compartment that goes all the way down to the middle. And this attack right here, perfect for HEHB. I've seen this base, like this is a really old base. Even though this guy's a CWL clan, they're using like old bases. And I know they're using old bases because we used to have this base. And this clan that I'm in right now, they're like I'm guessing this clan, and they're not familiar with this type of bases. These bases right here are actually really old, and you can most of their bases you can actually attack it with the HEHB or a Queen Walk, Valkyrie Walk, and all that. There's one thing that would you hate to be using the new meta because you put all the air defenses on one side, and if you have the Valkyrie Walk, which is a Valkyrie and of course a healer, there's pretty much nothing stopping them because you don't really need a spell from them. I mean, I prefer to use a heal spell in the Valkyrie rather than a rage. But if there's a healer on them, you can pretty much use that on a queen. You doing your queen walk, you're gonna have two rage and then there's two heal spell. If you want to use a jump so the Valkyries to go a lot further and a lot faster through the base, I mean you could do that too. But most of their bases you can pretty much most of their bases right here, like this one right here, when I was in winter never came, I've seen this base a lot. We use this type of base. And it is harder to 3-star this base. I wish you would have positioned the healer on a little bit on the left side. This is one thing that I was talking about. Uh, let me adjust this. This one right here, when you're doing the loons, the one thing about the dragon flower type of base is this type of air defensive position. As you can see, he put in a lot of loons right there, and then just pretty much have this horseshoe going. And you don't want to build a base like that to where to have the pathing for the balloons. And the reason why you don't want to do that is because you actually have no escape of this type of attack. Even though you see a lot of things like I failed on this, he had no spell whatsoever. But since the balloon pathing is correct, it's pretty much a done deal. As long as you drop the balloons right, and you can pretty much just do the horseshoe type, and it's pretty much going to be an easy 3-star attack. So building a base is like you don't want to build a base like that. Like this base right here, you won't build bases like this. But the problem with this type of base is since the air defenses are over there, and now you're burnable to actually HGHB attack. I mean, he could have attacked it from this side right here, just clear this side, and have the giants and have access to the queen still. So, and then the air defense right here is the only one that you're gonna have a problem with, since there is not much of a giant bomb over there. This is a dip attack. There's a lot of guys that failed on this. I'm just pointing out the my suggestion is because this air defenses right here are all on this side right here. It's pretty much a free access to use a healer right here if you target your troops, and it's as you can see right here. It's like this tunnel 10 guy. He didn't really have a king, and I mean it's pretty much an easy base to 3-star. Even at Talon 9, they could actually done this doing a queen walk. They could actually done a Valkyrie attack on this too, because the base is pretty much all wide open. We had a lot of fail in this base, and I've seen this base was attacked by Cream with one of our CPU event against Red Horseman. They used this base, and pretty much Cream. I think he used a mass Valkyrie on this one as one of his Talon 9 account. I remember him doing a queen walk, and I think he was attacking from uh, this side right here, and then he sent the Valkyrie to go this way and pretty much use a heal spell all the way. He didn't actually target the queen like right away, because the Valkyrie, when you use the Valkyrie, you don't really need to target the queen right away. You want the CC to come out like right away so they engage with your queen, and then once that happens, just make sure you have a correct funneling, take these buildings out, and then your Valkyrie would basically go this way, and there's pretty much nothing stopping them. If you have a heal spell on them, they will go through this wall like no problem. If they have like I think he used like 18 Valkyries, and he just have like the queen walk and pretty much just clean this side for a little bit. I think he used the king to clean this out, and pretty much the Valkyrie had a free attack all the way down from the top all the way down to the base. Here's Andrew attacking this base. Open bases like this, pretty much it's you can attack with HHP. There's no problem attacking this with HHP. Just make sure that you make one thing. I hate seeing the HHP attack because you can like bases like this. You can make the giants like go around. But this one right here, see there. I think the range is like outside, so that's the reason why they didn't target it. But the king he would drop it a little bit to the left. That's the reason why he targeted this the mortar. Perfect dropping for the rage spell. There's one thing I hate is like the healers sometimes they're stupid because they're targeting the wrong the wrong troops. I mean, yeah, they're targeting the wrong like troops. And most of the bowler died already, and he's still able to get this base. If he would have used like a jump, maybe we would have jumped in there, but you didn't want that because you want the troops to where the defense is, which is the correct pathing to go this way. I would have used the hogs to go on this side right here, just the two, so they would actually target this wall right here. Instead, he went for. I mean, you could still gone on this way right here, but I would have used it just to target that, and you could have moved the queen a lot faster too. Really good, perfect drop for the heal spell, and you pretty much expect where the giant bombs were gonna be at. Surely enough, he's not gonna put it like somewhere in the middle. He's gonna put it somewhere in this area right here. This one right here is kind of like unexpected to have a giant bomb in there, but you would think like they would be on this side right here, and then on this side. That's a horrible base, by the way. It looks like a farming base. Maybe it is. He just got lazy to, or he forgot. I don't know. One thing I suggest to you guys is you make sure you change your base once a week at least. Especially if you're in a tournament, you have to change your base. As soon as the war starts, you should be making a new base already and get it tested for the last 2 to 3 days to make adjustment. You make 3 bases for your war bases and you pick the right one at the end of the week if you are in a tournament. That's one thing about being in a tournament is you have to be dedicated. You can't be lazy. I mean, in summertime, it's probably gonna pick up all the tournaments because all the kids are gonna be available. But not for me though. I'm gonna go on a long vacation. Our Tunnel 9 could have done the same thing. Do the earthquake and then just do the 3 rage and a yeah, just earthquake spell. You don't really need a what do you call this? As long as you target the right buildings. I mean, you get the air defenses. Fastest forward. They're using the witch, which is has a new mechanics. The new witch mechanics, they kind of like a hound. When they die, they pop. Uh, I wish that the skeletons when they pop is be a lot wider, so they be more distracting. But they close in one area, especially when they're in front of the witch tower. When the witch get killed by the witch tower, all the skeletons died. So basically, when they pop, they're useless. It's the same thing for the hound. When they get killed by the wizard tower, basically all the pups they're dead. It's a town hall 10, so I'm not really gonna show that much of the. This one right here is a really good attack. One thing is like I point out, the base on this side right here, it's open, so you know that you can use the witch on this. Just make sure that you are funneling correctly on this side right here, and then you pretty much drop the golem on this side. He uses 4 golem on this one, and then just use the all the witches in the back. Same thing as like doing a 4 finger drop. You just go like that, and pretty much a done deal. He uses just 4 jump spell on this. Really nothing special on this base, other than it's supposedly an anti-air. You can see basically the witches are just walking through this base. A little bit off on this jump spell right there. He didn't really need to try to connect all the buildings. He just needed to have the jump spell to go on that side. That was a really good attack. Most of these guys have like a troll Tesla somewhere in the corner. Maybe that's one of the most distracting thing, having an unexpected troll Tesla. This base right here is a very familiar base. As you can see, like I was talking about, just make sure that you get the horseshoe going, and pretty much it's the same thing. You just access the queen and the CC, and he decided to go this way to clean it out, and then have the kill squad go in. Just make sure to engage the CC, the queen, and get the air defense. And if you get the other air defense, that's really good because you can pretty much start your attack the horseshoe like this way. You know, just make sure that you are prepared for that when you do that attack. Even the queen is alive, you can they pretty much gonna get killed by the pups. It's really good though for this guy's defense because putting a queen and a wizard together prevents the rage and skeleton trap. That's one thing that you want when you're having like building a base is you want the wizard tower closer to the queen, so you don't want the queen to be using the rage and the skeleton trap trick to kill the queen. If the queen is protected by in the middle is protected by the wizard, that's one thing that you want to avoid doing. Is putting the skeleton trap in there because they're just gonna die like really quick. You're not really gonna distract the queen. The skeleton, you probably distract him for just a little bit, and that was it. This is a town hall 10 dip. This base right here is like I've seen this used on a town hall 10, and this is I think this is in a used to be a one hive player. I forgot his name. I think he's Keegan. One of his videos. I watch his video all the time. He's pretty good. But since Jake is back from one hive, so he kind of like moved on. And I think they have some kind of drama going on there. It's like everybody doing a geek war or something like that. I don't know what it is, but I don't know. They could just play the game, just have fun. But I really thought that this Keegan guy is a lot better YouTuber than Jake, in my opinion. Though I mean, Jake quit Clash of Clans and all that, and he used to be like really good because he explained things of how things are going. Now it seems like he's advertising some kind of like an attack or something like that, or is advertising something. It's kind of like WHF, and WHF was pretty good also. He used to explain how things are going. Now it seems like he's advertising most of the stuff. Sorry for that. It's just my opinion though. I mean, if you're gonna hate me, I mean hate me. I'm pretty sure you're probably not watching my video anyway. I'm too low for you guys. But I'm just here to showcase my guys and my team, and they're not really like CWL like contender, but these guys are actually also pretty good. Really good at witch slap attack because this right here is like using a bowler. If he would have like a rage somewhere in there, it could have saved one rage. Could have used this HP buildings and could have damaged this buildings a lot more. That's one thing about witch slap attacks is like they're really powerful. See, when they die, they pretty much popped the new skeletons. This is another fail, I think. Yeah, this base right here, I'm really familiar with this base. Some of these guys are using Town Hall 10 style bases and putting on a Town Hall 9 against a anti-air attack. But some of our guys that have a problem with using this attack, they could use the same thing, the same style of attack. And the problem was, I think it's because of the way the loons were being released. Now they're pretty much nerfed, but not really. They still have the same thing, damage per second, but instead of using like 2 balloons per building, you should use 3 balloons. You can see the balloons didn't, I mean the hound didn't even pop. So a Talon 9 could actually done the same thing. And this one right here also a dip fail. Most of their bases, as you can see, it's like, I'm gonna pause this for a little bit. As you can see right here, you can pretty much expect where the giant bomb is gonna be at, or where the Tesla. You can assume that the Tesla is here, and you can assume that the giant bomb's here, and you pretty much probably have like a giant bomb or a Tesla there. If you use like a queen walk, basically, to target the queen this way, or to use the queen walk this way, you know, you can pretty much say that, safe to say that all of this right here will be taken out by the hogs. No problem. You can probably do a 2 finger drop, like, or 3 finger drop on coming in this way for the hogs, or like, coming in this way and in this way, so they will funnel in the middle. I mean, come the hogs. Hold on. Come the hogs this way, and come the hogs this way, so you can have the heal spell in this area right here, or start from the mortar, so they would bounce off like right here, and then start off from this side right here. You know, because we do a queen walk right here. Of course, you're gonna take out this mortar right here, and then your goal is basically to get the queen on this side. And you can pretty much use one rage or two rage in a heal spell, and you can pretty much safe to say that this base right here can be used hogs, or you can you can pretty much use like a queen walk like right here, and you can pretty much use a jump spell to get this two air defenses right here. As long as you funnel right, you can pretty much get this, or you can pretty much do the same thing right here on top, and you would also get the X-bow. There's one thing that you have to recognize when you're attacking the base. When you're attacking the base, you have to realize how can you benefit from getting the queen and getting the CC. That's the very first thing that you will target, is the queen and the CC position right there. Can you target it to go this way when you do the queen walk and save for the healer to go? And then, of course, the queen will attack your queen and then engage her. But if you can target like this way right here, now you only have like this spot right here to worry about. So you can, this pretty much right here is a good line for the loons. You can send one hound and pretty much drop two loons, and then three loons, pretty much on this way right here. And then you can pretty much safe to say that you can drop another hound right there, and then drop loons right here, and then drop the loons right here. Or you can through vice versa, you know. And you pretty much have a good pathing, because this side right here will be taken care of by the queen. I mean, you don't really need a spell for the hound and the loon part, because they're all on the side. If you think about it, they're all on the side, and the air sweepers, the sweeper is facing this way. So you pretty much, as long as you time it right, and then the loons go this way, you can pretty much have the loons like pathing on the right direction, and then you can just wait. You can have like drop like one max balloon like on this right here. You don't have to use the bowler, and then pretty much just make sure that you are attacking this side right here later, when there's air sweeper go down. Or if you can use a haste spell or like a rage spell, you can pretty much get this whole area right here. In this act right here, you don't really have to worry about that, because your queen, you can, as long as you pay attention to the queen when you're doing your queen walk, you can pretty much get the base done. uh, Now we have to do a dip down on this. It's the same thing. It's attacking the same way, pretty much doing the same thing I was talking about. The base you can pretty much recognize what you're supposed to be doing. Engaging the queen, the clan castle, and the two air defenses. I don't know what the two extra golem is for, why he brought it. I think he just do it just because. I think he forgot it. I don't know. He just dropped that golem. It's just like, just out of nowhere. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna drop the golem like on this side right here. Could have used the quad hound attack. There's one thing also, is like if you fail an attack, town hall 9, and then they have a hound loon under CC, you can pretty much use a 5 hound, 4 hound or 5 hound, and then all balloons, and you just make sure that you're ready for the spell, and you can pretty much 3-star the base any town hall 9 with that, as long as your pathing is correct. This base right here is very unique. I think he barely 3-starred his base. But it's the same thing though. This is what I was talking about. You could actually probably use a spam LaLoon on this one. Quad spam LaLoon. And you could have probably got this base like really easy. This is one of a familiar base that I was talking about. It's like a same thing. Make sure you clean this side, and of course you're trying to access the queen and the CC. So whichever you wanted to go to, you could actually access it on this side if you wanted to. But there's a town hall right there with a high HP, so your troops will get engaged with that and probably have a delay. So it's a perfect strategy, or like, plan of attack, to go this way instead, because this one right here has a lighter HP buildings, and you can pretty much engage all the troops that way. And it's the same thing with all the dragon type bases, because most of dragon type would have the horseshoe kind of like style base, even though what they have in the middle, as long as you path your balloons correctly. See, he could have been targeting the hound already. He shouldn't have wait with a king and a queen to die. He could actually start going with it, because there's some of the defenses were actually targeting his heroes, the X-bows and all that. This is what I was talking about. See right here is the same thing, horseshoe effect. And if you have that U type of effect, I mean pathing for the loons, you're pretty much gonna have not a problem. I mean, all you need to do is just leave a balloon or two. Uh, Prefer to have two in the end, just like this guy right here, and pretty much use it for cleanup. And it's pretty much a done deal. Like I said, these guys' client are actually really good. Their bases are pretty, to me in my eyes, are like really old, and I'm pretty sure it's copied from somebody else. But they are really good. Their heroes are all high, and then most of their stuff are pretty much on point. I'm pretty sure they made a lot of changes and made adjustments. And this is what I was talking about to the clan. Every clan that I go to is make sure you make an adjustment. You should have like a new base, fresh base every week, and you make adjustments on them. Hope you guys liked the video, and I will see you guys next time.